All right, good evening, good morning, wherever you are tuning in from. And thank you for tuning in tonight. I'm sorry, my camera's positioned up here, so if I'm looking this way, I'm just looking at my screen. So I'll look up here, it's like sound like I'm talking to everybody, which I am. So welcome tonight to this awesome podcast we're doing on Moviecrew17 The Lounge. I'll be bringing our special guest in. Tonight we'll be talking about some paranormal stuff. Again, thank you for tuning in. It's going to be an awesome night. Just letting everyone know our chat is open. So if you have questions, here we go. We have Kenzie G starting off with woohoo. If you have questions or just want to talk about something that we bring up, the chat is now open. Just ask away. All right, here we go. Let me, of course, introduce my co-host, Lillian. Lillian, how are you doing this evening?
Hi, guys. I'm doing good. I'm doing well. I'm glad that the weather's warming up.
I know, right? The weather's so much. Hold on, give me a second. Let me turn on that music. There you go.
Mackenzie's
I know.
a critic.
She's always judging us for everything. So.
Well, she gave a good message at
There you go. Yeah, and then she goes down with the criticisms. Yeah, like just hit us with that. Yeah, exactly.
Lulling us into a false confidence.
So it's gonna be an awesome night. I'm excited. Lillian has introduced this special guest to me, and I'm excited. I love the paranormal, but I would not go out there and do it. I don't know if I would. I'm too scared of it. So I'll see how that works out. But I love watching scary stuff. I mean, that's what happened with the Red Huntress. I stepped out of my comfort zone, hated horror movies, and now I'm filming a horror series. What's the difference? But I won't go into somewhere scary. So I'm like, nope, not me. So I don't know. Maybe that's just me, who I just don't like scary things. How about you, Lillian?
I'm the same. Well, here's what I don't. I like concepts of like a scary concept. I don't like jump scares. I'm not jump scares. It's just because I have such an easy startle, and so like I do not like.
You don't like jump scares? I don't jump scares. Like, I think one of my scariest movies that I watched was The Nun, and that scared me, and I could not handle it, and it was so scary that they actually took it off from Snapchat in a bunch of ads. Because when they saw the nun's face, people were like getting scared. Like, I would be sitting on Snapchat at like 1 a.m, just going through stories, and next thing you know, this nun ad just pops out, and you're like, "What the fuck?" Like, I'm shitting myself, and I'm like, "Fuck,"
Yeah.
And I'm just scared. But my dumb ass decided to go watch it 3 times with my friends. And I would wake up in the middle of the night sweating, scared, like, oh my gosh, what's happening? What's going on in the corner? Oh gosh, I heard a creak, And then when you got to go take the walk down the hallway to use the bathroom, boom. It's like, what's in the tunnel? What's the shadow?
Yeah.
So, all right, so enough of us talking about how scared we are, but this person isn't scared of doing this stuff, and he's our special guest tonight. Everyone, I'd like to introduce Larry.
Thank you so much.
Larry, welcome to the lounge. How are you doing this evening?
I'm doing good.
Awesome.
Good. I know exactly what you're talking about with the whole nun thing. I think right now it's the creepy monkey that's on TikTok.
Oh,
that's
yeah.
Like the ad that's cutting in. Everyone's like, Jesus.
Yeah.
It's like the next shot after the monkey, the girl's jaw like stretches down.
I'm not scared.
No.
I'm not scared of the monkey because of Call of Duty Zombies, and monkey's my best friend. Okay,
right.
When I'm in a swarm and I need a buckle, I get this monkeys twisted and throw it.
Oh yeah.
But
But it's when the monkey's over your body as you're sleeping doing this.
Yeah,
That's scary.
No, I'm good. Lily, you're gonna say something?
No, I just, chiming in like not anything substantial. I always forget the time delay. You know what I mean? Like I'm thinking we're like in a room together, conversationally.
We kind of are,
but
we're in a room virtually. Technically, yeah. So we're all together,
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
we're over here, we're vibing, we're jiving.
Yeah, just chilling out.
Yeah.
So everyone, again, the chat box is open. Well, chat box. Well, I would consider chat. Our chat is open. So if you have any questions throughout the night, ask away. It's a great night. If you want to talk about tell us a paranormal experience you have, go ahead and type it away, or a situation if something's in your house. I don't know how we can help you with that, but we can give you
advice.
Yeah, that's the best we can do. Advice. There you go. That's it. Get some sage. I guess that's it. That's it for me.
I was just gonna say that.
Or
I was
sleep.
the same thing.
Sleep with what's it called? Sleep with your animal. Just have it right there with your pet. They'll protect you.
Could always do that.
Yes, except for cats.
One of the best things that you can do is establish boundaries. If you know something's in your space, be like, listen, I live here. I'm the living. This is my bedroom. You're gonna leave me alone.
Yeah.
And just establish your boundaries and just be like, listen, if you want the rest of the house while I'm sleeping, the house is yours. Bedroom, this is mine. You stay out. And you'd be surprised how often that works.
Well, at the end of the day, when you're dealing with the paranormal, they're still people. You know what I mean? Like, They were people, but also, like I said, don't judge me on I know a little bit about it, but also it can be conjured up. So, like...
It can be. It's a very complicated answer. The majority of spirits are people. They're not were people, they are people. They're just dead people, right?
Right.
But there are instances where we create entities ourselves. And they were never people. They're not demons. We call them a negative energy manifestation. So you ever hear somebody say like, hey, man, you shouldn't bottle those emotions up. That's going to kill you one day.
Yeah.
Yeah, wasn't there like there's a term for it? I know this isn't the right term, but I don't know why it's popping in my mind. Like culpa.
I think that is it. There are a couple different names.
Culpa.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's not the right.
It's
something like that.
I don't call it that.
While Larry's looking that up, I'm going to open up the chat a bit. Paranormal Outdoorsman says, "Hey," with 4 Y's. So, and then Unturned Pages. Hey, Larry and Lillian.
Oh,
Hi, Jenny.
Is here, and we have. Let's see.
Either way,
voice don't match your lip. I know. It's www.com this. Yeah. But welcome to the chat.
Welcome.
Yeah, welcome.
So yeah, I don't know if it's a culpa or not. I just call them negative entities, negative manifestations, and it's all those emotions you suppress down. They eventually find their way out, and sometimes they'll find their way out through a rage room, sometimes through drinking, and sometimes you manifest this negative thing from you that will then attack you or people around you.
Now that's the bad one you don't want.
You don't want that one. Just go to therapy, take care of your stuff, go break some stuff in a rage room. You'll feel better.
And I always tell people, because I know there's so many paranormal people who go out there, the hunters, they love to disturb the graves or start digging and messing. Don't do that. Please don't do that.
Those aren't your ghost hunters or your investigators. That's not them.
Okay.
The ones that are doing that are your thrill seekers.
Okay.
Those are the hobbyists. Those are the teenagers, the 20-something-year-olds. They don't know any better, or they don't care.
Right.
Anyone that actually really does it, usually 9 times out of 10 has a huge respect for cemeteries and the dead in the place of their rest.
Okay, cool. Because you see a lot of that. Like, so, we went to Bachelor's Grove a few times because it's not far. You know, and and the story why there's so many angry spirits are there because of grave robberies, and there's history about Al Capone, I think, in there as well, that
Yep.
I don't know if it's has been confirmed linked, but there are stories about Al Capone dropping bodies over there.
So the story is that Al Capone would dump bodies into the pond.
Okay.
And it's possible, but the pond is only a couple feet deep. So it's like, if I'm gonna dump a body somewhere, I dump it to where it would stay fully submerged.
So, but the thing is, over there's a shallow pond. If anyone has ever
Very shallow.
been to Bachelor's Grove, it's not a big area. It's not big at all. I think it's a small cemetery, and a lot of people go in there. And there's a lot of stories in there of people actually drowning in that water because they see something, like they see a visual of a house, or they see like a visual of they hear dogs barking and they always go towards them. And I know Hilary. Oh, go ahead.
Sorry, I was just on a tangent. Like, it was bugging me what the term was. What you guys were talking about? Tulpa, not culpa. Tulpa with a T.
Okay.
Tulpa.
Yes. Yeah, it was in, I learned from Twin Peaks, The Return.
Okay.
And one of the characters has like a tulpa that's like sent out a fracture of their personality, and it like,
They can.
But sorry, I went down the rabbit hole.
You're good.
That's
All right.
probably not the answer.
But they're no joke though. I mean, they can hurt people.
And those are when it's I love reading that, not those type of art. I don't enjoy it, but they're interesting to me about all these things about what happens and all these investigators and stories. Like, I know the one thing I'm looking up now is the catacombs in Paris.
Oh yeah.
Like I there are a lot of investigators who go down there, and there are investigators who actually get killed down there because they can't get out, or they go too deep.
They get lost. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean,
or
I think it's
there's a lot of gases down there too.
Exactly.
You run into a gas pocket, and all of a sudden you're
gas pocket or water.
Yep.
Or flooding, and it's like cave diving. I can't do those cave dwellers. The people who go like they squeeze themselves into this small cave. Nope, no thank you. I can't. No thank you.
I've seen too many TV shows and movies where the cave filled with water, and I'm just like, no, never.
Nope, I'm good. You can't even run. You're just stuck there. You're just
gonna sit there against the wall like crap.
Yep.
Crap.
That's it. And it's like
done. You're dead.
No
more.
No, thank you. So what else do you do, Larry? Do you just do paranormal? I'm gonna pull up your website actually.
Yeah, sure. Primarily, I'm a filmmaker, so I try to gear most of my stuff with that in mind.
Okay.
So a lot of my productions for the paranormal are, reality-based series or documentaries, stuff like that. I do have a couple narrative pieces that have paranormal elements to it, just for the fun of it, and then I get brought in to do other things that have it's kind of paranormal adjacent, if you will.
Okay.
So the last thing I did was for Tribe 3 Productions. It was a short documentary about Days of the Dead horror convention in Chicago, and it's a horror con, yes, and the celebrities were all pretty much there for horror, but Tribe 3 sponsors the paranormal experience,
right?
Which is how we were all there. So there's a little bit of the paranormal through that because of them being there. So it's like it's paranormal adjacent,
right?
But otherwise, it's all it's a lot of paranormal stuff.
I mean, it's cool though. Like I know a few people who do like paranormal work. Oh, I'm sorry. Did I go to the wrong one? There we go. I know people who do paranormal work, and sometimes when they do it, it's not as. I guess some of them are just trying to get the basic information with the EVT. Is that how?
EVPs,
is that right?
Yeah.
EBT. There you go. EBT.
EVP.
EBT.
Electronic voice phenomena.
There you go. Yeah. And how they use that. And if people don't know what that is, it's like a static box. And what it does, it picks up, I believe, using frequency, right? That
Close.
you can hear it using the frequency, like kind of like dead space, like dead traffic through white noise. They can
It's close.
okay.
So an electronic voice phenomenon can be a lot of different things. Most of the time, they're disembodied voices.
Okay.
And those are ones that you can hear with your ears, or if you have a recorder, you can set the recorder out, and those voices will be in the noise floor of the audio.
Oh,
So
okay.
if you
Okay.
have like a 32-bit float audio recorder, you can really get down there deep and extract those voices.
Okay.
And then what you're talking about is a spirit box. So
Spirit box. There you go.
that's like
There-
the SB7 spirit box. It will scan radio frequencies in either AM or FM, forward or reverse, and variable different speeds.
okay.
And some people think that the spirits are amplifying the words on the radio to make
Okay.
sentences. I don't believe that. I think it's the white noise under the radio that they're communicating through.
Okay.
Because if you listen, sometimes you can get a sentence through 6 or 7 radio stations.
Right.
Well, it doesn't make sense that it's the radio words causing that.
right.
It's the white noise. And
Okay.
some people will put their spirit box in a little Faraday pouch that blocks out all the radio signals,
Okay.
and then you'll still get stuff.
Okay.
So
That makes sense. So see, I'm
you'd
not
be
that good at
surprised the
that.
creepy things you hear through that, though.
Well, right, and it's just one of those things where it's like really creepy. I'm gonna see if I can share this tab to everybody.
Sure.
So this is something you know what? I'm actually going to try pulling it in here. Give me a second, everybody. I think this is pretty cool. So we were filming one time, and I know this is a little like creep. So we were filming out in the woods,
Yeah.
and I don't think some of my actors knew it, and I didn't know it until While I'm getting saying is sometimes old school cameras can pick things up,
Oh yeah.
like Polaroids. Polaroids are like notorious for catching those stuff. Old school cameras, but this is probably one of the most scariest things I ever caught on camera when we were out filming at night. Let me pull this up, and it is. Let's see. Can I do this? Oh, we're on the same chat. Let's see. I don't know if I can open up this way. But how long have you been doing directing? Let's go. I'm going to start with that first while I'm trying to open this up.
I have been directing since technically 2015.
Okay.
But those are like the dark ages. We don't count those.
Okay.
More professionally, 2020.
2020. Okay.
That's when our show Expedition Entity took a big turn in terms of quality and direction and stuff like that. So
Okay.
everything before that was the dark ages. We don't talk about those times.
I mean, I don't think anyone wants to talk about those times. So here's the picture right here. I found it. So we were filming, right? And I enhanced the photo. So right here, I don't know if you see the mouse. You see where that red light is in the eye? That's our camera guy, right?
Okay.
That's the camera.
Okay.
This is actor one, and this is our other actress. This right here is what we
In the
caught.
middle there.
Right
Yeah.
in the middle. And that was probably the most scariest thing that we caught because we
Sure.
saw it through our we saw it through the camera, and this is when all of our batteries just died. Like the camera batteries died, our lantern went out shortly afterwards. It was probably the most freakiest thing. And you know, of course, when you're dealing with we weren't looking for anything. You know, we were out filming something else, you know, completely different. And the fact that like that all happened, I know they can mess with your electronic. They use the source from your battery.
Yeah,
is
they'll
that
drain your
true?
batteries dead. Nothing.
Yeah.
Just
So it
gone. Just like
kind
that.
of creepy. I'm not gonna lie. And lately, even when we film, you hear some voices, depending where you're filming at, that can get picked up by your boom mic. I don't know if you ever experienced that when you're just like, "What is that?" and you can't get rid of it because it's not getting picked up on your. Kenzie, she was there that day. She said the forest was haunted as is. I didn't know if it was haunted or not, but like, I mean, everywhere is almost haunted
Yeah.
if you kind of sing. And then she said, "LOL." Oh yeah, great.
You can find spirits pretty much anywhere. Yeah, it's not hard. They're out and about. They're all over the place. Sometimes you'll get lucky if they don't mean to show themselves to you, but a lot of times they're just trying to let you know, hey, I'm here. Come and talk
Right.
to me. Here, I'm going to show you something, and then you just happen to be in the right place at the right time.
I found like Larry, the Broadmoor
Broadhead?
one that I reviewed. Broadhead.
Yeah.
I always say Broadmoor. It seems like Broadmoor. I thought it was really interesting that the spirit there really didn't like females.
So that one,
Like, that was
there's 30 plus spirits in that building. It's a 60,000 square foot middle school. And the particular spirit for what you're talking about, it's one of the principals from the early 1900s. And he is a very strict individual.
Now, what is this
Life and
location called? I was gonna pull it up on our screen.
It's Broadhead Manor, Brodhead, in Broadhead, Wisconsin. And so the principal being super, super strict, Jen, who was the investigator actress we were working with, she's kind of alternative. She has a nose piercing. She has colored hair. Her jeans had rips in it. By today's standards, that's just normal. But, back in the principal's day, she'd be a troublemaker. Someone who would be in the principal's office a whole bunch. So he didn't take kindly to Jen. And during the session in the principal's office, she, all of a sudden, you could see her on camera just kind of check out. Like her eyes go kind of glazed over and she's just gone. And then she'll snap to, and then she'll go again. And then finally she's like, guys, I got something to say. He wants to keep a ship shape and he wants to be really strict. And then she goes, and I got to get out of here because I'm going to pass out. So she stands up, she takes 2 steps forward, and she partially faints, like just goes down all heavy like. And it just so happens by luck, the way we were filming in the small room, I had 2 cameras crossing like this. And there was nowhere for me to stand because the empty room was behind us. So I'm wedged in between 2 cameras and the blind spot between them. And that was the spot that Jen fell into without knowing it. And I was standing in front of an entertainment center that if I wasn't there, she was going to smash her face on the corner of the entertainment center. So legitimately, she could have died.
Ooh.
And it just so worked out to where I was in the right place at the right time and just went, oh, and caught her.
Wow.
So, and that was all in the episode that she reviewed for us, which was fantastic. Thank you so much.
Oh, of course. You did an
You picked up
amazing
on a
job
lot of
with
the
it.
things that most people don't.
Yeah, well, that's what I was looking for. I like, when I review something, I watch it. I look for like, what's anything interesting that stands out. And you had a lot of interesting, like, artistic takes on something that, like, okay, on its face, it's like, okay, this is interesting, it's spooky, but you didn't just put like, okay, this is what's going on. You had kind of a your voice showed through on it, and I thought that was pretty cool. The subtle messages you were trying to show,
No one else has picked up on like 3/4 of the things that you did. Most people don't even realize that the same font for the title is used for the captions. Like it ties from start to finish.
And it was not one of the things I pointed out. I can't remember.
What's that?
For so long. Was that one of the things I pointed out?
It was. It was like I think one of the first things, even, just because that's one of the pieces that connects it from start to finish is the font all the way through.
Yes.
And I was like, damn, she got that. Holy cow.
So this is Hilario. Let's do Bastrop Grove. Hilario Rodriguez, he works on set with us. He's one of our makeup guys. Lillian, you know him. I don't know if you met him, Larry, before on set or any set.
I don't think so.
So Hilario also likes to get into the paranormal stuff. And I remember he told me a story about Bachelor's Grove because he got these thermal like eyes thing for like, I don't know why he has it. I don't know why you have it, Hilario. But it's like those thermal like cameras for like, airsoft or something. And I remember he said he was walking with his wife down Bachelor's Grove. And correct me if I'm wrong, Hilario, you said that you saw on the thermal camera some like no, you didn't see anything on the thermal camera, but somebody walked up to him and literally talked to him and say, "How are you doing?" And he's like, "Oh, I'm doing good." And walked right past, and then he turned around, he's like, "Who was that?" Turned around shortly after, nobody was there. And he put up the thermal, and he is like, "I can't see him on the thermal camera. Where did he go?" He's like, he just disappeared. There's
Yeah, and his wife is pretty intuitive too. If I remember, like he was telling us,
she's very sensitive to that because like she would there were days when we would be filming somewhere and she's like, "Yeah, something's there," and she would tell him that, and Hilario was like, "Okay, whatever, just let it be." You know what I mean? Just let it be because it's like we don't want to bother it.
Don't mess with it. Let it go.
Yeah, it's like just let it be. Let it be. But I know sometimes, yes, we literally have him on camera. Oh, that's crazy. That's crazy. And I don't know, paranormal, like, do you watch like paranormal YouTubers? Are you a fan of them? No, you don't watch them?
No. I have the unfortunate distinction to where if I watch somebody, they'll start influencing what I do.
Okay, that's smart.
So I'll be like, "Oh, damn, I liked how they do that. I'm going to use that too."
Okay.
And then all of a sudden, like, wait a minute, this isn't mine anymore.
Yeah, I like that. You want to keep it original.
I try to keep it original. And for some stuff that I do watch, I am always on the lookout for like upgrading my skill set.
Right.
Learning how to do things better and stuff like that. But, usually if I watch something, I'll watch like one episode and that's it.
Shoot, maybe I should
get the information and be done.
Maybe I should do a thing coming up because I know people want to see me do a paranormal investigation with somebody because I hate it. So I don't know. Maybe if we get enough subscribers, I'll think about it.
I think you should.
I don't know. I don't know. I'll have to see if I'll think about it. I'll let everyone know at the week how much subscriber count is, and if we get to a certain subscriber, fine. We'll take a trip somewhere and
there you go.
Do something paranormal or like go.
I think you should.
Oh,
I think you
gosh.
should.
No.
I think there's a lot of different things that I can make you do that have you scared.
Yeah, I'm good.
I'm good.
Yeah, I'm good. Yeah, no, thank you. I'm good. Nope. It's not like Ghost Adventures. I'm not going to be an Aaron who gets thrown into the room. It's like, all right, stay here for over there.
Keith, we're gonna put you in the morgue drawer, and then we're gonna roll it in and close the door on you.
No,
you have to stay in here for 35 minutes.
No, thank you. No,
you will have a camera and a microphone on you, just in case.
No,
if there's any scratching at the ceiling above you, just understand it's not actually there.
I'm okay.
Come on.
I'm okay. I'll probably go to Bachelor's Grove first. I'll probably look at that. We'll start. You got to start small somewhere first.
We'll put Lillian in the drawer then.
Oh, okay. I agree. No, I'm kidding.
Bye.
And I'll be watching from the car. Like, all right, guys, I got
the door is stuck. It won't open.
No, knowing that I would not be able to go ghost hunting with Hilario or them. They're gonna like, okay, just stay here. Gone. See, there you go. I told you. 2 hours. He's already starting some crap. 2 hours. Mm-hmm. No, thank you. I'm good.
There is one of the places I'm going to. Good.
Go ahead, Larry.
I was just gonna say one of the places that I'm going to this year. There's a challenge to where you're strapped into a wheelchair, like completely strapped down, and you're alone in this asylum hospital type place for 30 minutes.
Oh,
and you're just you can't move. You are stuck. All you can do is sit there and watch things happen to you.
No, thank you.
But you're not in a drawer though.
Yeah.
You're out in the middle of a room. So
yeah, but you're dead in the middle of a dark room,
strapped down to a wheelchair that can and does roll on its own.
Oh,
So
There's something here, like reality show.
What's that?
Like that.
What's
Yeah, I
that?
think. I used to dabble in all the what
I
does
used to
Max
live in
say?
the old Prince Center on Harrison, and I wish I would have videoed what happens in there.
Can only
Uh,
imagine.
I heard the Drake Hotel's haunted.
It is. So is
Is
the
it?
Congress.
Oh, the
A
Congress.
lot of those places though, they don't let you dabble too much because they think it's bad for their image.
Okay, that makes sense. Well,
I
fun
can see
fact:
that,
did you know I found out that Lincoln Park Zoo is haunted?
It is. Lincoln Park
Yeah,
Zoo is haunted.
it's an under because it used to be the burial ground before the Great Chicago Fire, I think, and then there's bodies displaced everywhere. So I'm like, I wonder if that links up to why people get sick sometimes. You know how sometimes like they just say people are just getting sick who went to the zoo. They come home, they are sick to their stomach.
Well,
I don't know
mean,
if that's like animal
I-
stuff, but I don't know how much paranormal it gets involved with that.
to be fair, zoos are also giant petri dishes. So
Yes.
I mean, there's animals and all sorts of animal byproducts and just nastiness all over the place.
Yeah.
It's touching
It's-
everything.
yeah.
The only place where I don't think the
Turn out.
5-second rule should count when you drop something. Yeah, no, don't do that.
No.
Don't do that.
Well,
So-
I mean, any amusement park really. Six Flags? No.
No.
Yeah.
No. So Hilario said he'll go, so maybe we have to do a group trip. Who knows?
There you go.
We'll do a group trip. Let's see. He also said, I worked in the old Excalibur nightclub, and yes, the basement is haunted.
Yeah, I know of a lot of nightclubs that are haunted.
I'm surprised nightclubs are haunted.
Well, you got
Yeah, why would that seems like something like the
right.
last
Everyone's
place.
having
I would
fun
think
and partying,
too
and
much.
okay.
you know,
Everyone's having fun and partying. You're dead. Would you rather go to a cemetery or go somewhere where everyone's having fun and partying?
okay, that's true.
true.
That's true. That's true.
That is
That's
Not only
true.
that, but there is a little bit of a spiritual answer there too.
Hmm.
It talks about like energy deposits. So when something bad happens, you get a negative energy deposit to where like, you know, it kind of feels dank and heavy. Like you walk in the room, you're like, ooh, this room does not feel good. Clubs are the opposite. They're high energy and they're always like
Right.
so you get a lot of people's excitement and that kind of energy deposited. So now that you could what's the saying? Like the air was buzzing. There was so much energy in the air. Same thing. So ghosts can be attracted to that. And sometimes you'll have spirits that are attached to people and they just kind of hitchhike around and all of a sudden you go to a club and they're like, well, screw that loser. I'm going to stay here.
Yeah. Did you so okay, you have
Yeah, I could see that.
I could because it's like it's fun, it's getting away from someone's I guess hitchhiking.
And it's way better than some crappy apartment.
Yeah, it could be true. Yeah, they'll just stay there. What's it called?
Endless shots. Oh no, I spilled. Oh no, I spilled. Oh no, I spilled.
Hey, Beetlejuice is probably the best movie that explains the afterlife, kind of in a funny way.
A little
bit.
There are some themes that do translate.
Yeah, I mean, I forgot what Beetlejuice, but there's some. It's not a lot, but there's some.
Yeah. There's
like,
a lot of creative elements there that are narrative at best.
Like, what was it? In Beetlejuice, they couldn't leave the house. They were stuck there.
So that is relatively true.
Okay.
It's not like there's this invisible barrier that blocks them. Most of the time, they just don't want to.
Okay, because they're comfortable there.
They're comfortable there. So there's a place in Rockford. It's called the Tinker Swiss Cottage. It's, for all intents and purposes, a museum. Like it's a county museum. It's the original house built by one of the founders of Rockford, Robert Tinker.
Okay.
His entire family haunts that house.
Oh.
Him, both of his wife's sister, a couple maids, one of the sons, and then two workers or like barn hands are out in the barn, and then there's a bunch of random like orphanage children that are there.
Right.
and they just stay there. That's their house now. They choose to stay in the house.
Have you talked to them? Have you like done
Oh, yeah.
any you reached out to them and?
Yeah, we filmed an episode there for our show.
Oh, wow.
So, and then Jack Osborne did his show there.
Okay.
But I'm gonna say we were there first.
We were there. Okay, so you got one. I'm gonna say you got one haunted place to go to in the world. In America, I'll start off in America and then in the world. Where you? Oh, I'm sorry. Let's do two. Give me your top 2 haunted places that you haven't been to, that you want to go to in America first.
Okay, so my answer used to be Gettysburg, and
that's a good one.
I got invited out to the Gettysburg Battlefield Bash conference last year, and then I'm a guest for this year as well. So I can now say I've been to Gettysburg and investigated. So after that, I'm gonna have to say, oh geez, I would really, really, really like probably New Orleans would be the next one.
New Orleans, okay.
Yeah, New Orleans has a very unique cemetery system because of all the groundwater. You can't put a body in the ground. Everything's too wet.
Right.
So they have the above ground crypts.
Okay.
And when a hurricane comes through, those crypts get knocked over and demolished, and then bodies will float away.
Oh.
So you have a lot of pissed off spirits that, might be willing to say a few things. And then there's a long history of voodoo and black magic and all sorts of funky stuff down there. And then just the spiritualist movement by itself was very heavy down there.
Right.
So it's like an overlapping area or area where a lot of stuff overlaps.
Interesting.
And just a lot of haunted buildings.
Now Gettysburg would be nice. I mean, I love history.
Yeah.
I love studying. I think for me, I would love to go. Gettysburg seems awesome. I would like to go to Normandy.
Normandy would be cool.
Normandy would be cool, where they stormed the beach.
Yeah.
I know. Where else? Normandy. I'm trying to think. Well, no, technically we're outside of the United States, so we're going out. I would like to go see Auschwitz. I would love to go there.
You won't be able to investigate it though. They're extremely strict.
I don't blame them. I don't blame them. You know, fun fact, actually, what I found out, I think from what resources I found out, that when they filmed the movie Schindler's List, they had the choice to go inside and film it, but they built the entire set right outside of Auschwitz. But they said it was so quiet. It's like an eerie quiet, but you can hear like the screams and everything of what happened there.
That's that dank heaviness. Yes. You feel like you're in a tomb. It's so heavy on your shoulders.
Yes, it's very dark. Like anywhere that's a war zone, battle zone,
master site.
Yeah. Conjuring House would be something I would love to go look at.
Not anymore.
But it's
not anymore.
No, because I watch paranormal people who go on there. I watch people who do it, and I see their stuff, and I'm like, I don't know if this is fake, because a lot of them they're saying is like they're debunking. This is not happening. This is not true what it can do.
But the Conjuring House is shut down right now.
Oh, is it?
It is. The owner of the Conjuring House, Jacqueline Nunez, has a screw loose. She has some kind of a mental issue and has a whole bunch of like legal issues, and the county has shut the house down and revoked her business license, so they cannot run tours anymore.
Wow.
So it's a whole deep cesspool of crap.
What's the other house? It was the murder. The movie talked about it. The Conjuring 2. Is it? What was the house they were? I don't know if it's Conjuring 2, but they talked about it where the guy killed his whole family. Amityville. There you go. Is that an actual place, or is that just the movie title?
So, Amityville, I believe, is the town.
Okay.
But the house itself is actually a real house. Somebody else lives in it.
Okay.
They've since removed the windows, the iconic windows, and put regular windows in. But nobody's reported anything like that since.
Okay.
I think it was the DeFeos were like the big story, and then the house got sold to a bunch of other people and haven't had any problems.
Oh,
So so the main thought behind Amityville is it's not a human entity. It's something called a thought form.
okay.
And a thought form basically, like, for lack of a better term, it replaces your thoughts. And it makes you think things that you wouldn't normally think.
Oh.
It's not human, it's not demonic. It's one of those negative entities that they just are. They manifest on their own sometimes, or they come to manifest in certain ways, and they could get stuck in a house.
It's like a poltergeist.
I don't know if it's
Or
a
not
poltergeist.
exactly even
A
that.
poltergeist is also another negative entity that isn't human. A poltergeist,
Yeah, it's usually attached to people that are like
Teenage
coming of
girls.
age. Like they're usually
they,
like
they always attach to
yeah.
teenage girls. So a lot of that has to do with hormones and emotions. Hormones, driving your teenager, they're all over the place, right? Up and down and up, all over the place.
Mhm.
And then teenage girls tend to have more emotional issues than teenage boys do. The only emotion that a teenage boy has is rage. That's pretty much it. They're always angry for some reason. Whereas, teenage girls are
Yeah.
kind of all over the place in their emotions. The poltergeist kind of develops in that overlapping area of emotion and hormone. And it only lasts for a couple years, in that window. So it could be when you turn 14, it could be when you turn 16, 17, and then it tends to go away after a short amount of time. But usually the activity only happens when the teenage girl is there. And it happens when the teenage girl is upset, and it happens to the people that are upsetting her. So you'll get stuff thrown at you. Like if you were upsetting Lillian and Lillian was 16 and you pissed her off, a cup could come flying across the room and hit you because you pissed her off, and that poltergeist said, yoink, and threw it at you. Or if she's just mad in general, cabinets could slam, drawers could slam.
I've had like lights, like I've blown light bulbs.
Light bulbs?
I say yeah, like it's in conjunction if I've been upset about something, and then it could be coincidence. Everything could be chalked up to coincidence, but I think that it was like my energy like going out there and.
So what I'm hearing is Lillian's a witch. Okay.
This is speculated or speculated.
It makes a lot of
upon,
sense
yes.
now. Makes a lot of sense. I'm picking up what you're putting down.
Yes. I've dabbled in this stuff, like even as teenager, like 12, 13. I think I was telling Keith this and Kenzie when she was in the thing before, and when I did like automatic writing.
Yeah, Dad does that.
Not seances. Kind of like a trance in our basement, and I had one thing where I was doing a Ouija board. She didn't like the idea of me doing it, but she's like, I'll do it with you, whatever. And we were, in the room doing it, and like I think either she or I was falling asleep because it was so boring. It wasn't doing anything really. It was just doing stuff. And all of a sudden, a picture. My dad like did paintings back in the day, and it was a picture of this nun. And it was propped up behind a portrait, a picture of me. Like
I don't mean to cut you off. That's so creepy because he painted a picture of a nun.
Yes,
that's what the Warrens, the actual Ed did. He actually had a dream.
Yep.
And he painted a picture of a nun.
Really? Oh, that
yes.
is. I didn't know that. But yeah, this picture, as this Ouija board seemingly wasn't working, knocked it down. Never fell before. It fell in my picture, and my mom was like, "We're returning this Ouija board." So we returned it back to Toys R Us when they sold it.
Toys R Us? Whoa!
Yes, that's where we got it. Yeah.
Ouija boards are made by Hasbro.
Yeah.
The same company that makes all these kids' toys, they make Ouija boards.
Right?
Yeah, and she's like, is anything wrong with it? She's like, it works.
So there's a reason why Ouija boards work. And it's a little controversial, but it also makes sense. So let's imagine the three of us are doing a Ouija board, right? We all have our hands forward. We're holding the planchette like this or whatever. And Keith, you ask a question. Hey, is my grandmother here right now to talk to me? So there's this thing called the ideomotor effect. It's basically subconscious little tiny muscle movements that we can't see. It's just like a little nudge or a tremor almost.
Right.
And what happens is when you make that tremor, because you know the answer, you want the answer to be yes, right? So you make that little slight movement over, we feel that movement, and then we kind of feel into it. We're not pushing, but we're also not keeping sure our hands are still.
Okay.
And we're still making those little tiny muscle movements. It feels like we're getting pulled, but we're not. And then you feel the two of us pushing this direction, and then you go along with it too. And then all of a sudden, here comes our answer.
So you're kind of subconsciously, you're answering your questions yourself.
Just a little bit.
It's how would you say? It's triggered by that first. That's the start.
Yep.
That ignites it, and then it goes on.
And then you all just kind of feed into each other, going, "Oh, it's moving."
Yeah.
Is it?
That's the weird thing about it. Was when that happened with the picture, it wasn't moving really at all. Like,
yeah.
And again, I don't know where my mom got this information. She's like, I've heard that if it doesn't move very much, that means, like, if it just moves a tiny bit, that means you are tapping into something. I don't know if that's true or not. But certainly the picture thing was very strange that it happened right at that moment.
Well, I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, you're good.
Oh, so Kenzie just says the power influence, and it's very important because I'm going to say this. If we all went into a dark room, right, and I didn't tell you anything about this place, I just said, let's go in. You're going to walk in freely. The only thing on your mind that might be like, okay, if I say, oh, nobody's in here, this is my house, you walk into a dark room, you're not going to think of anything, right? But if I tell you it's haunted and this and that, your subconscious kicks in and you're going to start thinking, okay, it's haunted. Off the back, you're going to start your mind is going to start playing minds on you, seeing things, and it's like nothing could be there.
Right. And then you get what's called pareidolia.
Okay.
And there's two versions of it. There's visionary and then auditory pareidolia.
Okay.
And basically, that's like if you looked at a picture and you saw a random assortment of pixels. To your mind, that's a face.
That's I noticed that. Like, okay, like, oh my gosh, what's it called? Do you know when you look at your? Okay, this is weird, but there's something where people look at themselves in the mirror and they just stare at the mirror.
Oh, scrying.
Is that what it is? And
scrying.
I did that too around the same time I was dabbling with all the other
it
stuff.
Had like where sometimes you look at yourself, like someone just jumps in the mirror, they look at themselves and they see like their face moving. It's not like a complete
it like shifts.
Yeah, it's like, is that just your eyes just kind of like, I guess
it's a big part of it. And for one, I feel like I need a cat right now because I'm feeling a little left out.
Well,
you both
we have a
cat
dog
going on. Oh, is that a dog?
Yeah, there you go.
Okay, well.
Hey, Ace, look at. See?
I need a pet, damn it.
Here, Ace.
I'm gonna go upstairs and get my dog and be like, see, I've got one too.
Yeah.
But he's like, no, leave me alone. I'm lazy.
My dog is crazy. Hey, Ace, look at. Hey, you want to be a demon? Come on.
It's like, I got the itches. Leave me alone.
Hey, look at. I don't know if you can see her eyes go.
For 1 second, we did.
They used to call my old dog demon dog.
Yeah.
Because every time you take pictures with it, it gets the red eye, and you never got a picture without it. And they're like, "Yep, this dog is straight."
A lot of cameras nowadays get rid of that red eye effect automatically. Like your phones do it automatically. You never have to worry about it. So.
Unless they are a demon dog.
Unless they were a demon.
Might stay.
Oh, yep. Look at that. Having the cat makes you the witch.
So what about a dog that just likes treats?
Just a well-fed, spoiled dog. That's all it is. That's all it is.
Oh God.
Nothing else to say about that. But having a cat though does fit that witch persona. So.
Well, cats are weird.
Yeah.
I love cats.
We should lean into this.
Lean into it. We gotta do investigating.
Right. We'll
Do we have
we'll get her a witch hat and we'll be set.
to get her witch hat? Okay.
I've got the pointy nose.
We just need the big floppy hat now.
Exactly.
Are you gonna find Voldemort for
Wait
me?
a minute, hold on. Weren't you a witch at Days of the Dead?
It's like, no, where are you?
No,
Oh,
I
he's
was
gonna
like,
pull it.
no,
He's gonna pull it.
have a
He's gonna
picture
go
with you.
do some research.
Oh,
He's
I
like,
was the Mad
hold on, I'm
Hatter.
hitting you.
Well,
with
you
this.
were the Mad Hatter. Yes, that was it.
Yeah, I wore a witch hat to some other film festival, but that was more of a low key.
Let's see if I can find that picture now. Here it is.
Yeah.
And
but
where are you?
Yes, I was the Mad Hatter. But I
If
did
you
have
wanna
like a top
send it
hat.
into
Where
the
are
Long
you?
lost witch.
I have like 175 photos from that event. Where the heck? All right, there you are.
long lost witch sister from episode 2. That's who you really are.
Yes.
See,
Yeah, see, that's
Oh,
a
that's
Mad
Mad
Hatter
Hatter.
hat.
it's pretty close.
That ain't a witch hat.
It's like a starter witch hat.
There you go. Oh,
So,
Yes,
so
yes, there you
what
go.
what class are you in? Hufflepuff, Ravenclaw?
I'm a Slytherin.
You're
I'm a
Slytherin.
Slytherin.
I
I'm
haven't
a
tested
full-
for me yet.
Yeah. Every time I test as a Gryffindor. I'm not a Gryffindor.
No. I don't think there's a lot of people. Oh, I'm Gryffindor. No, the fuck, you're not.
Yeah,
You are
everybody gets it. Everybody gets
Exactly.
it.
They want to feel like nice. It's like,
Yeah.
nah.
Yeah.
You're straight up Slytherin. Like,
Right. And you know, Slytherin gets a bad rap because of the movies and the books. I completely get it. You know, all the bad people came from Slytherin. But it just
except
so
for
happens,
Snape. Yo, Snape was dope. I
Snape,
love Snape.
Snape.
Yeah.
right? It just so happens that some of the characteristics of Slytherin happen to preclude them for bad things.
Yes.
But there was also Slughorn, the professor. I believe he was a Slytherin.
He was.
So
I
and he
think-
wasn't horrible. He had favorites for his students, and that was kind of crappy. But
Yeah.
I mean,
I mean,
whatever.
come on. Who doesn't like Voldemort? It's like,
Happy bitty.
the way he laughs and everything is.
Oh yeah.
Like he's
Yeah.
so funny. Like I mean,
Right.
dark funny, but funny.
So I googled it. These are the characteristics for Slytherin: ambitious, resourcefulness, and cunning. Cunning, yeah, not a great one.
Yeah,
But being ambitious and resourceful, that's not exactly a bad thing.
no, that's
You know?
really good.
Yeah.
What is Gryffindor though?
Gryffindor, I know that one is like courage is their big one.
Okay, which makes
Um,
sense.
Let's see. It is brave, daring, and determined.
Brave, daring,
So
and
yeah,
determined.
courage, determination, loyalty, chivalry, stuff like that.
Interesting.
But you know, again, back to Slytherin, we have leadership, and Slytherins are loyal too. It's just they're loyal to those who matter to them.
Exactly.
Everybody else, you're on your own.
Exactly.
Find a Gryffindor.
I'm a Gryffindor. Ravenclaw.
Let's
Now,
see.
What's Ravenclaw?
Ravenclaw would be intelligence and witty and creativity.
Okay. That's kind of
so
like Hufflepuff too.
They're also very individualistic people. So the ones that tend to stand alone and they're perfectly fine with that would be Ravenclaws.
okay.
And then your Hufflepuffs, which I don't get this one. It's like not what Hufflepuff is in the film.
The
They have a
damsels
strong,
in distress.
but well, and also the stoners.
Yeah.
Like, they have- Their common room is next to the kitchen.
Ah, yeah.
They get the munchies, they go next door.
Dumbledore's been putting that out in the air.
Right. So
I mean,
Hufflepuff, they're
Have you seen the tables they have when they eat in the cutscenes?
oh,
I'm
yeah.
like, you're telling
Oh, yeah.
me that y'all don't have the munchies
Yeah.
after, like, if you like, what are y'all like doing? And I'm like,
Right.
bro, like, I would be so fat, like every day, like,
Yeah.
bro,
Yeah.
like,
Yeah,
what?
and it's endless food too.
Endless. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. So
I wonder-
Hufflepuffs are a strong sense of justice. They're like patient. Patient is their strong characteristic. They're friendly, non-confrontational, group-oriented, and practical. eh. Eh. It's like, hey, we got these 3 strong houses. Yeah, okay, Hufflepuff, we'll give you one too.
Yeah, there you go. It's just
you're just good people. How about that? Everyone's just a good person.
Oh,
and a
God.
stoner.
Well, I mean, if you think about it, Draco was really determined. You know, he
was very cunning.
He was loyal with the two, with
Crabbe and Goyle.
Crabbe and Goyle.
And then I think Dean was the one that came later.
Dean, the black guy?
Black guy. Yeah.
Okay.
I don't remember if he was black in the books, but he was in the film.
Yeah.
But that was also because I believe Goyle got into trouble selling drugs on set or offset, and he got arrested and couldn't be in the films.
Oh.
So they had to move one of the other Slytherins in to replace him.
Oh.
And I think they chose Dean, but I don't remember how it was in the book.
Okay.
So,
I haven't read the book.
Or maybe it was Crabbe, the shorter, rounder one that got in trouble. I can't remember now.
One of the two.
One of the two, yeah. So, Draco definitely fits Slytherin to a T, definitely. But Harry Potter also could have gone to either, because he has both traits, and he chose Gryffindor.
Right. And yeah, he chose it. It wasn't because the Sorting Hat wasn't said that it's not. You make the choice wherever you want to go.
Right.
Right.
And as the hat was on his head, he kept going, not Slytherin, not Slytherin, not Slytherin.
Yeah. And he's like, not Slytherin. Why? You know.
Yeah.
They're the kittens of the houses.
Yeah. Right.
Okay. So, what is the scariest moment that you had with the paranormal that you encountered? The scariest ones that you.
Honestly, I don't really have very many at all.
Oh, okay.
I'm very fortunate to where, bad things don't really happen around me very much. So I've been bitten by a spirit. I've been scratched. I got bit. It's actually in one of our episodes for the show. Actually, no, it's not, because the location wouldn't let me put it in. So I have a clip of it. So we were doing an investigation in Freeport at the Haunted Masonic Temple.
Okay.
And it's this large 1,200 person amphitheater stage area. And we're just sitting out in the rows, and around me there's this cold spot. That's like the chair on this side and the chair on that side. And we have a thermal camera that's showing just purple, cold around me, and I'm red, yellow, white. I'm hot. So I'm talking to the 2 spirits that are around me, and I'm ignoring the 3rd spirit because I want to talk to these 2 guys first.
Right.
So, the spirit comes through on the spirit box wanting to talk, and I'm like, not yet. I'm still talking to these guys. Right. So I'm sitting in the chair of the theater like this, and all of a sudden I feel a pinch on my arm right here. And at the same time I go, the spirit box goes, bite. And I didn't hear it because I'm looking at my arm like, what the hell was that? And the other investigator I was with, she's like, it said bite right when you looked at your arm. And then, numerous questions after, did you bite me? Did you just bite me? All confirming. And then the host of the show, my business partner, Dan, later on that night, he was using his dowsing rods. And then the dowsing rods confirmed that the spirit had bitten me.
Wow.
And it was this little circle, like a red circle on my arm there. And within an hour or 2, it was gone, which usually happens. It disappears pretty quickly.
Wow.
And then that was it. I got bit. I wasn't scared. It wasn't scary. It was like, what the hell is that? Why does my arm hurt?
Wow.
There was another time at Broadhead Manor, which I think was in the episode that you critiqued, where I got grabbed on the shoulders. And I'm just like, like all the muscles in my back locked up, my arms locked up, my shoulders locked up, and I'm just like, I don't like this. I don't like this. I don't like this. That's all I could say. And then eventually, he let go. And then we're going to leave now. Thanks for talking to us. Bye. And then, walked out.
Yeah.
I feel like you got a high tolerance for,
Yeah.
So I do. I mean, I've been doing this for 15 years. But within the last year, I also found out that I'm a light worker. which, from what I've been told by a lot of people, yet included, plays a big part of that too.
Okay.
I'm a very specific kind called a light keeper. And like a light keeper in a lighthouse, the person that keeps the light going,
Okay.
I keep the light going. I emanate light at all times. I'm just a big giant glowworm.
Okay.
And people will be like, I don't know what it is about you. I just like being around you. You feel good. Like that light is constantly coming out of me. So on investigations, I still have that light going.
Right.
And things that are not so great, they don't like to go near me. So they'll go by somebody else, and then I don't get messed with.
So do you think spirits like to mess with people who are scared already when they come in? Like, do they like to pick on like oh yeah, we know this guy is gonna like freak out, so let's mess with him and get a humor. They won't hurt you. They're just gonna they just, it's like bullying a little bit. You know what I mean? For amusement.
You can be hazed by spirits. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah. You can figure out pretty quickly who has the least experience. So,
yeah, I'll go in with Ghostbusters equipment. Like, that's gonna do it.
They're gonna be like, Ghostbusters equipment. He's the new guy.
Yeah, get him. Get him.
His Ghostbusters outfit costs $100. That guy's equipment costs about $10,000. We're gonna go after this guy.
They're gonna get him.
We're gonna get the Ghostbuster.
I'll be safe in my Master Chief costume. I'll be okay.
right. Lo and behold, they'll still pinch you under the armor. So
yeah, I know they'll find a way, and it's like ah.
They'll just go right through it and be like, yoink, I got you.
I will run my fastest marathon if somebody touches me over there. He's like, yo, that's a new record. Why don't you do that every day in the gym? Because I'm scared.
See, now you can't do that though because it's dark and people get hurt doing that.
Well, I
so
get that,
you have to casually walk out so you don't hurt yourself or other people.
Oh gosh, it's like I'm freaking out, but I'm walking.
That's when you do like the scared power walk, like.
Yeah, what was it from Get Out? The guy who was running like ooh, just like where are you going, buddy?
The power walk version of it.
The power walk version.
Yeah, that way nobody gets hurt.
Oh gosh, I couldn't handle that.
We'll find out when we take you to Bachelor's Grove.
Oh gosh, I know Hilario's gonna be like, "Let's go," and I'm just like, "Oh gosh." We were there because you can go and visit during the day.
Oh, yeah. It's Forest Reserve. It's open.
Yeah, it's open. And so Kenzie went with a few other people with Hilario, and I was parked across the street in Rubio Woods. And
it's the only place to park.
Yeah, it's the only one that's not haunted. That's not like, well, you still kind of get some of it sometimes. Yeah. So I was sitting there and I was talking to my buddy on the phone and my dash cam. I had my dash cam on, and I was like, "What the hell's going on with my dash cam? Like, it's like picking up like something talking." And I'm sitting there on the phone with him. And I'm looking at him like, why is this picking up? This is being funky. Whatever. Who cares? Mm-hmm. So I later he gets off the phone. I said, hey, the cops are coming by. They're doing their rounds because it's already sundown. So they come out and I turn on my car. The dash cam restarts. And I go back and let me hear this. And I kid you not, you hear and it gets really raspy. I didn't pick up what it was. Oh gosh.
See, what we're gonna do is we're gonna get Keith to agree to go live, so that everyone can see him agree, and then he can't back out.
No, I am not agreeing yet.
So Lillian, we should take Keith. Do you agree?
I don't agree.
So Keith, when the weather warms up,
I do not consent.
We'll pick like a nice time when the weather's nice and warm.
Oh gosh. I do not consent. You know what? Where's the paperwork? Not consent. I'm not gonna lie. I would like to go in there.
Yeah.
I think I'll go in there. I'm not gonna say I will. I'm not confirming, but it's an option right now.
Think about the views.
Yeah.
Think about. You do like a special broadcast of the show at 4 p.m. on a Wednesday or something, and
honestly, I mean, I wouldn't mind going live out there, and we can do a little like just walking around the place, you know.
Piece
Nothing-
of cake. I do it all the time.
Yeah, I mean, it's not. I get scared of something attaching to me. You know what I mean? That's what I'm worried about. And
so that's when you bring the right person with you to make sure it doesn't happen. So
Because
we'd bring like Diet with us.
Who?
Diet. She works with Tribe 3 as a psychic medium.
Okay.
She's a master teacher for all psychic topics. She's a medical intuitive, all sorts of stuff. She also happens to be my best friend, but that's besides the point. She's great at that kind of stuff, especially for people that are new to going to investigate. You know, she keeps that little bubble around you so that nothing attaches to you.
Okay. You know, it's interesting. Like I always find it interesting because it's like I don't know. I find it interesting, but also when you watch all these YouTubers that go out there, you're like, no, I don't want to do that because the way they do it is very disrespectful, you know. Well, and it's not all the time, but like they get something comes at them or they go crazy or you know, some like you're like, I don't want that, you know, just a quick scroll, but like I mean,
we talked a little bit about YouTube before the show started, right?
Yeah.
And how YouTube is really coming along to be the best place for indie works and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It is the same for the paranormal. The paranormal really is pushing hard onto YouTube right now. But if you want those clicks, those engagements, and those long-term views, you have to make it engaging.
Right.
And a lot of these YouTubers are going out of their way to make things look more scary than they actually are.
Right. And I think, but also it misleads these people who go in there
100%.
now and they start doing stupid things and now something happens to them. And let's be honest, like, you know, if you go crazy or something like that, it's not diagnosed as possession. It's, you know, it can turn into mental. People have gotten like rashes or sick. Like, what is the house that's, I forgot his name. He does Ghost Adventures. What's the guy? Not Aaron. Zach Baggins. The Demon House. It's in Indiana.
So he tore it down.
Yeah, he tore that down.
Yeah.
But it was so haunted that people who would live across the street got something messed up with them. Yeah. Like and right next door to them. The family was really like messed up, you know. But I know in Bachelor's Grove there's a place, so you know, you walk down the trees, the pathway, and then you come up to the cemetery where the girl, where the infant, the lost infant is, and people would like leave like these toys or like something there, and then they say the infant's supposed to help you, like, you know, to make it through. It's kind of like, okay, I'll keep you safe for now, you know. But I don't know if that's a like something true or not, or people just it's
not.
It's a superstition.
It's a story that somebody told that stuck.
Right. And it's like a big thing because everybody says, oh, you got to leave the toy there because, you know, if you don't, something's gonna happen to you in there, you know.
Right. If I were making a YouTube video, what would be more engaging to watch? Me saying something like that, or me just walking in there going, this doesn't mean anything, so we're just gonna ignore it?
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
You would want to watch the one that talks about how we have to pay homage to this little girl spirit, so we have safe passage through, and it amps the emotions up, so you're more engaged in it.
Right.
Completely made up.
You see the whole difference between, I guess you could say it's like filmmaking, like what we show you on film after everything's edited versus what happens behind the scenes. It's like, this is really boring. It's like,
it is. It is. And there's a difference in how everybody does their paranormal content too.
Right.
Some are a little more dramatic and others are a little more dry.
Okay.
I try to hug the middle to where if something naturally happens that's dramatic, we showcase it. If it's just us talking to spirits for 10 minutes, then that's just us talking to spirits. That's it.
Right.
But yeah, like even the Discovery shows, you know, they're designed and shot and storyboarded in a way to look like it happens in one night.
Right. But it doesn't.
us in the film world, we know that happened over a week
Right.
because they have costumes. They wear the
Right.
same shirt for a week straight. They just have
Right.
different, versions of it.
Versions of it.
So it looks like one night, and that's why they get so much activity, because it happened over 7 days or 5 days or even 3 days.
Well, let's do this. I'll say this. Over the summer, Lillian, you want to go? You going? Would you take? All right. So over the summer, I will think about it, but there's a chance I'll go up to Bachelor's Grove.
Can we get a clip of that? Can somebody clip that out?
It's gonna be on YouTube.
Like, put it as a short on the channel.
There you go.
Yeah.
It's not a yes, but it's
These
more
are,
favorable.
records.
See, Larry has now convinced me a little bit more
Yeah.
to go check it out. So if we have a group go, I'll be like, okay, I probably will go see who
Right.
comes along, and we'll see. But that's something everyone keep an eye on, though. But I'm kind of leaning towards it going. So just one day I'll go. I'll lean towards it. If the right group of people go, I'll look at going. So
See, Kenzie's got it. She got it clipped out.
it's
We're good.
already done. Oh gosh!
And now there's
So,
proof.
Again.
We're going ghost hunting. Yeah.
No, it's not going. I will see. I'm leaning more towards it.
Come on.
We're holding you
Come
to it.
on.
But yeah, I mean, it's interesting. I've encountered things that was unintentional because I wasn't looking for it, but now it's like a little bit different. So let's see how that plays out. Like I said, we'll see what happens. We'll play it out by summer, and we'll see what happens. So
Absolutely.
I'm not doing it in the middle of winter though. Fuck.
No.
I'm not. It's 50 degrees right now, and it feels amazing. But fuck.
Right. We go from like -20 to 50 and swampy. We got to get through this part to where the ground is at least solid.
Yeah, and that's gonna be like July. I don't know. It
About
depends.
May.
May.
Yeah.
Yeah. It depends. Because I know a lot of people go up there on Halloween, and it's like,
Yeah, that's the worst time to go.
because
The police are all over there.
Oh my gosh, they are. Because you're not.
Yeah.
What did Kenzie say?
So,
She said, "Who knows? We might hear dogs again." Oh gosh. Well,
Good.
I mean, you can hear. I forgot what's right next across. There's Rubio Woods, and
Right.
there's something adjacent there. I don't
Bachelor's
know, but
Grove?
no, it's Bachelor's Grove, Rubio Woods, and there's another one, like right before you hit 143rd. I forgot, but there's like three different like forest preserve names in it.
Well, there's Carlton Springs Woods.
I think that one is also haunted. They heard you can hear things on there too.
Okay.
That's also haunted. So
Hmm.
who knows? Who knows?
Who knows?
So
Who knows? The cool thing about this Bachelor's Grove that we're talking about is it also used to be the old turnpike,
yes,
Midlothian Turnpike. So there
Yes.
were houses that were on that road.
Yeah. Well,
And
my
you gotta
buddy.
think, like, if I haunted a house and the house deteriorated away, I'm still here.
Yeah.
So now you could have ghosts just walking the woods. Like, where the hell did my house go?
Well, some people say that they seen ghosts when you go down 143rd.
Mm.
When you get to that crossbar, where you go over the viaduct.
Yeah.
When you go over there, they see people in old like 1800s dress walking just up and down at the
I wouldn't
middle of
doubt
the
it.
night.
I wouldn't doubt it at all. Chicago has so many walking ghost stories. I wouldn't doubt it at all.
It's a big city, but also it's like I think that Chicago fire is what a lot like the displacement came in from. That's where
Sure.
everything and I think that's why Chicago has it, because you don't hear it really anywhere else besides like
Well, maybe.
maybe.
You've got that, but you also have spirits that had nothing to do with the fire, like Resurrection Mary.
Oh my god.
She's a hitchhiking spirit, but she's
oh,
just
I remember
a
that
whole separate thing.
Now, maybe do you want to? I mean, okay. So for people who don't know what Resurrection Mary was, okay, I don't remember fully. Larry, do you remember? I know she was going to a school event or something, and she was hit by a car.
There's a lot of different twists. Sometimes it's prom, sometimes it's another type of dance or something like that.
Right.
And she was going down Archer Avenue, which I don't know, maybe 100 years ago, Archer Avenue was an okay street to walk on.
Right.
Not anymore.
No, no. With construction and when you get up to the expressway, people gun it all the time there. But they say if you see her, she'll come up and stand out there and hitchhike. And if you're picking up people and hitchhiking, well, you shouldn't be, because there's a very dangerous potential that something can happen to you.
Right. But and her story goes back like to the 1930s. So, we're talking, a good almost 100 years ago now.
Yeah.
And she was going to the Willowbrook Ballroom, which used to be known as the O. Henry Ballroom.
Okay.
And the legend goes that she got into an argument with her boyfriend and she stormed out. And then when she left, she was walking down Archer Avenue, and basically it was a hit and run driver.
Okay.
Hit her, and the driver fled. And when she was found, they buried her in Resurrection Cemetery.
Okay.
And for some reason, now she walks and hitchhikes and gets dropped off at the cemetery and then disappears going inside.
And they say if you let her get in your car, you get into a car crash. Is that true?
No. A lot of people, like cab drivers and stuff like that, will literally drop her off thinking she's a person.
Wow.
And then when they go to look back and be like, okay, this is how much it costs, she's gone.
Wow.
So they pull up to the cemetery and they're like, why the fuck are we here?
Stiffed on the tip.
They got stiffed, right.
Got stiffed on the tip.
I always thought, now, I think, I don't know if that's more creepy, or if a clown was in the middle of the highway when it came out and they would be walking. Have you seen?
Oh, yeah.
I remember that when it came out, not the original movie,
right.
but the remake, when there were clowns who would just wait on the highway in like a forest area and they would just come out. And no. I don't know if I'll be more scared of something paranormal or a clown running at me. But there's one video of this dude with all his buddies. It's a funny video, but he came out and he had a baseball bat. And he's like, bro, where you going? He's like, I'm gonna beat this motherfucking ass. He's blocking my way. But I don't know. Clowns scare me.
Kenzie's comment here.
Let's see,
the latest
one?
The last one there.
This one?
Yeah. The bars were bent, but her handprints were burned into the bars. So there weren't any fingerprints, but there was a handprint. And in the 70s, apparently a truck hit the fence, and they pulled the bars down. And they've always said, oh, there's no evidence of a ghost. Well, it's because you blame it on the truck. But, supposedly it's her handprints that melted the bars, and you can still see the prints in them.
So is that the rust? I know they're saying something about rust. It doesn't rust.
What's wrought iron?
So wait, which one? So where's this part? The entrance of the gate of the cemetery?
It's the fence that goes along the front of it there.
Okay.
It used to be a wrought iron. I'm sure it is now still too. But in this particular section, there were bars that were bent and burned, and handprints were burned into the bars.
Oh.
And in the late 70s, I believe it was like 79 or something like that. 75. Some kind of a truck hit it, and they had to replace the bars.
Right.
And now they're like, oh, there's no evidence of a ghost. So.
Oh, okay. They're hiding. It's like kind of like
where those bars went, I don't know. I don't know if somebody kept them or if they just got tossed out.
Well, I mean, if you keep them, like, the spirit, like, kind of can latch on to that, and like, it's like
good.
It's like the Warrens' house. Now, have you ever visited the Warrens? Not the Warrens' house, but like Zach Bagans' museum. Have you ever wanted to?
I've been to Vegas 3 times, and all 3 times I tried to get tickets, they were always sold out.
Wow, it's that busy.
I haven't been to Vegas for a long time now.
Wow.
But if I were to go again, which I probably will in the next couple of years, then I would go. I'd definitely go. But places like that have rules, though.
Oh yeah, I would hope so, because I know you sign off crazy way saying that they're not responsible for anyone attaching to you.
And that does happen.
Wow. So
it does happen. I know of a person that challenged one of the items in there and did what you're not supposed to do. And shortly afterwards, they had 3 strokes.
Wow.
I don't care if you believe it or not, just follow the rules. It's a museum. You'll be out of there in an hour. Just listen. It's not worth the risk.
So they don't like bother you if you don't bother them. Like, even though they're like how would you say it? I guess you can say they leave it open for a reason. It's like okay to see it, but don't you feel like those spirits would probably get angry if people are going in and out of the museum, or they just kind of like, is there like something behind it? Because they tell you the rules: don't do this, don't do that, and don't do this.
The vast majority is don't touch. Okay. And a lot of the items that if you were to touch them and whatever is trapped in the item could transfer over to you, those are usually in some kind of a protective case. So you cannot touch them.
Okay.
Others, they'll have special rules. Like one of the dolls, it's that you can't look it in the eyes. Don't look the doll in the eyes. So that particular one, that could be one that really messes you up because it can get you across the room. So it's like, do I risk it? Nah, I just won't look at that doll. It's fine. Whatever.
That's right. Okay.
But most of the other things, as long as you don't touch it, you're okay.
Now, here's a question too. Like, challenge. Is challenging more so in your thoughts challenging, or is it saying it out loud? Do they I don't know if they can read your thoughts.
I've heard they can, and I've also heard regular spirits can too.
Okay.
So I've had spirits respond on a spirit box halfway through my question with the answer, and I'm just like, well, you have to wait for me to say the full question, please. And then I say the full question, and then they give the same answer again.
Ooh.
So do they have some kind of a mind reading? Potentially, they might. Ooh. They really might.
Ooh. I don't think I can handle. There's so many curiosity killed the cat,
Oh yeah.
And when you go into those museums, it's like if you're too curious or you're questioning, it's just better off not to walk in there. It's like, you know what, I'm good. If you're not like for you, it's like you're used to this stuff, For someone who's not used to it, it's easier to walk into a history museum with or Gettysburg or something, walk there and be like, okay, cool, it's whatever, versus walking into a place that's strictly okay, these things are bad. It's not anything good. If you had to do a talk with one spirit that's in that's known for something like the Annabelle doll or something like that, right? Which one would you like to do a I forgot what session it's called. You cover, you have headphones? Yes. Which one would you do one with? It doesn't have to be that, but
I don't have one.
You don't have one?
There isn't anything where I'd just be like, oh, I want to talk to that. No.
Okay.
And Estes is my main method. That's how I communicate with spirits the most. So that's usually what you'll see me doing is Estes. Right. And just this last weekend, I was at the old Baraboo Inn in Baraboo, Wisconsin. While I've been there, I've had Al Capone come through and speak through me. I've had brothel workers. I've had other gangsters. I've had everything from just a random janitor to one of the most infamous mobsters in the world.
Wow. Aren't you worried though that they might be mocking them? Because I know they do that too. I know that's why they say always in situations people are like, oh, that's my family member. I know them, but they don't know them because there's secret questions or something event that you did bring up that's personal between you and that person that can determine whether they're legit or not. Because I know a lot of them
Yep.
can say, "Oh yeah, I'm this person." I'm
Yeah.
here. Yeah.
Yeah, that definitely happens. And if you go back to assuming that spirits can read your mind before you even ask the question, then having those targeted questions that only grandma would know doesn't
Right.
really work, does it?
That's true. That's true. So you're kind of
So you
screwed.
just go into every situation just being like, "Oh, okay, is this grandma? Yeah, okay, it is. Cool. Well, let's talk a little bit. Was
Right.
that actually grandma? I'm not 100% certain,
Right.
but it's nice that it could have been."
Right. You just got to play it off. So you wouldn't 100% say like, yeah, this was this person. Like you can't.
Yeah,
For those
you can't
people out
100%.
there who are, who are watching this, who are like, yeah, I want to try ghost hunting. Would you? I just like don't. That's what he said. Don't believe that, because I know some people are like, oh, I got on the spirit box and they said it was my someone's loved one, and they were crying, and someone was like, oh, I can come with you back home and
Right.
stuff like that. And it is like, I guess you can say don't listen to that. Like, don't trust.
I wouldn't say don't listen, but always be skeptical.
Okay.
Don't put 100% faith in what you're listening to, because you can't see it. You don't know what you're actually talking to.
Right.
So, when doing this kind of stuff, it's always important to have a psychic or a medium that you actually really trust.
Right.
That isn't going to play things up. They're not going to lie. They're not going to embellish. Like, they're going to tell it to you straight.
Right.
Working with one of them, because they can see things, they'll be able to be like, yeah, that's not them. That's somebody else just saying that.
Wow. Okay.
And then you'll be like, oh, hey, what the hell, jerk? What do you mean you're Al Capone?
Right.
She just said you're Bugsy. Why are you telling me you're Al Capone?
Right.
So, but the problem though is, especially with social media, is psychics and mediums are a dime a dozen.
Right.
And you should always vet them. Never go into it believing they're the real deal because they have a Facebook account. Like, you should go out and see them and interact with them and see them investigate, just to see if they are the real deal.
Right. All right. Well, I know we're coming up on our hour and a half, getting close to the end of this, and
The show flew by.
I
The show
know,
went
right?
really
It's
fast.
awesome. It's great. Do you have anything, Lillian? I know you've been quiet. You've been listening. I know. I have so many
Absorbing.
questions, 'cause this is
Just
like
absorbing it all.
Yeah, I'm a listener. Well, the most obvious question, I guess, is what are you working on next? What's on your plate next, Larry?
All of that.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I've got six full projects in the works now. A seventh that I have to add onto the board. I have three that I'm shooting but not editing, and then another one that starts in September that I have to find a spot on there. So I'm looking at about 10 or so projects in the works for this year.
Wow.
Wow.
Some of them are other people's stuff. So I'm really happy to do that, because all I do is show up, film, and then give you the files, and I'm done. It's beautiful.
There you go.
It's a great thing. I just finished up Days of the Dead here in January. So right now I'm still kind of pushing that a little bit more. I'm working on getting it onto Film Hub to see where else it can go. I know.
Yeah.
I think Tubi and Amazon Prime will do shorts, and it's about a 9-10 minute short doc. So that's kind of the goal for that, is to see if I can get them on there. And then, since that's my Tribe 3 project for last year, because the two of us are in Tribe 3, the project for this year is a cosplay documentary.
Ooh.
Where we focus on Chicago cosplay, following Tribe 3's newest cosplay artist, Leah Lux.
Okay.
And she's gonna basically, work on a costume and then kind of debut it at one of the events, and we're gonna film it.
Nice.
So, and then all the events I go to at Tribe 3, there's gonna be a lot of B-roll, a lot of people in costume, a lot of interviews and stuff like that. And we're just gonna talk about what cosplay is and why it's special to you, and all the things that someone new in the industry for cosplay might want to know from a veteran.
Right.
That's kind of the focus right now. And then that's kind of like a year-long project. Even Days of the Dead in November, I'm still doing interviews there for the cosplay project. So that's like a 10-month project. In between that, I have 3 or 4 paranormal documentaries, reality-based episodes, for all different locations with different casts and different vibes and feels. I have to finalize it tomorrow with a meeting, but the organizer pretty much already announced it on my live stream the other day. But I'm going to Ireland to film a tour.
Oh.
A paranormal tour of the Irish countryside.
Oh.
And it's gonna end filming at Lemp Castle.
Oh, okay.
So I have to figure out how to get my camera equipment overseas now. But otherwise, that's a pretty big project. That's gonna be a lot of fun.
That is.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'll have a lot more stuff for you to review and critique there, Lillian.
Remember,
every time I shoot something, I'm just like, let me know what it has. Let me know what it does.
Yeah. I know. I'm so behind on
We'll just drop everybody else and only remove my stuff. And we're covered. I'll keep you busy. Don't worry. I got a lot of stuff.
Now he has to do paranormal investigation on. I can't say his name from SpongeBob. Jaegerman Jenster. You watch SpongeBob?
Oh, yeah.
He was number.
Yeah. Yeah, what the heck was that name?
Jaegerman. Oh my gosh. Mac also
Schmitty Werben Jaegerman Jensen.
Schmitty Werben and that. Okay.
Schmitty Werben Jaegerman Jensen.
Jaeger, just something to do. Alcohol.
Schmitty Jaeger.
Say that 10 times fast, huh?
There you go. I put it in the private chat.
Okay, it's Schmitty Werben Jaegerman Jensen.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Yeah. Max said careful because some customs aren't allowing film equipment over a specific amount. Yeah,
so that requires a press pass.
Okay.
So,
I have a few
to the process.
And then she followed with, I'm ashamed of all of you. Okay, listen. Here,
we got there.
Okay, listen. We got there, okay? It's a long last name, okay? All right. But we knew he was number 1. Okay.
Yeah. And it's not exactly like a real last name either. They just made it up.
I mean, what if that was someone's real last name? I mean,
it probably is in like Finland or something.
But like in courts, you can change your name and you can change it to that, and then you'll be like a walking icon.
Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if somebody did.
Yeah. So
I wouldn't be surprised at all.
I wouldn't either. So would you, with Google, would you so for everyone who's tuning in, is there anything like, anything you would like to say for everyone, like maybe in ghost hunting, like for those who are trying to get into it, kind of like, what is like a quick, you can either do warning or like, like something like to tell them, because I know people have asked me and I told them about the podcast. They're like, well, where do I start? And I'm like, okay, well, I'll ask that question for everyone on behalf of them. So I'll leave that to you.
Okay. I will
full screen.
I will impart 3 rules. Rule number 1 is never go alone, because not even from a spiritual side, accidents happen. And if you fall and break your leg, you're now stuck with a broken leg. And you could have no reception. You could shatter your phone. And if you're alone, nobody knows where you're at. Yeah. So always go in pairs or more. Number 2, if it's your very, very, very first time, go to a public event where an experienced investigator is there with you. That way you can see how things are done. You can see the equipment and how it's used, and you can ask questions all night long. And those people they're going to help you. So even if it's like a team where they're like, hey, we're thinking of checking the cemetery out tonight. Hey, I'm interested in ghost hunting. Can I tag along? Something like that, or go to one of these locations where they're having a conference or an event and get a ticket and then become a part of the event that way until you're comfortable enough to try it yourself. And then the third one is always go in with just a general level of respect. And that's also like a respect for yourself. You want to come in with confidence. You want to have an understanding of your boundaries and your space, and the ability to be like, this is my space. You can talk to me, but you have to be on the other side of my bubble. So, and then you want to respect the spirits too, because if you're respectful, it's going to go a lot better for you, and your conversations are going to yield a lot better results. If you start getting crappy with them and you get aggressive and you start challenging them and swearing at them and stuff like that, either they're going to leave and they're going to ignore you and you wasted all that time and money, or they're going to react negatively towards you and scratch you and throw stuff at you, and it's not going to be a good time. So those are my 3.
And there you have it. So don't piss anyone off, because it's just like pissing off a person in real life. You're gonna get this right fist right across. Right.
Well, like think about it. Like Keith, if you and I were fighting right now, like I'd feel pretty comfortable because I can see you. I can hit you.
Right.
What if you were invisible?
Right.
How am I gonna fight you?
Yeah, it's gonna be like
you can duck and dodge and weave and do the 3 Ds of dodgeball around me, and I'm never gonna be able to hit you.
If you can dodge a ghost, you can dodge.
If you can dodge a ghost, you can dodge a dodgeball. Duck, dip, dive,
and
duck, dip,
dive.
There's a 4th one.
I think it was dodge, right? I think it was.
No, it was. Oh, dodge, duck, dip, dive, and dodge.
Yeah, there you go. It was like a weird.
The dodge was twice.
Right.
Yeah.
Twice.
Dodge, duck, dip, dive, and dodge.
And then you get hit by a car.
And then you get
hit by the car.
A Lucky Shamrock sign that comes down and flies his wheelchair.
He's like, great.
So yeah, if you can dodge a ghost, you can dodge a dodgeball.
Yeah, there you go. So yeah, everyone, thanks for tuning in this evening. It was great. Thank you, Larry, for joining on. And maybe we might see him soon in the summer. I might do a video. At Bachelor's Grove. I might do a video. I might.
He's got a busy schedule though coming up.
I know, but we'll be talking. We'll be keeping in contact about that, because I think if I decide to go with it, a lot of people are going to people will watch it. They'll watch it. So we'll see.
I think so too.
I think so. I'll do one. I'll probably just do one, and that's it. And you'll probably see me scared shitless. So
clip it, cut it. Right there.
I might, as everyone said, I might. So if you try clipping different things and putting it together, it's like, what, a Red Huntress appearance? Oh gosh, we are not bringing that into there. We actually were thinking about filming a scene at Bachelor's Grove for the Red Huntress, but we're like, nah, no, I'm good.
Does she live around here?
Who?
The Red Huntress. Does she live around here?
Yeah, Sammy. Yeah. She lives in. Well, I don't want to say where she lives out there, but
like a distance.
Yeah, a distance away, but not far.
Like an hour. Like an hour or so.
Oh no, about 3 hours.
Oh, 3. Okay.
3, 4 hours.
That's a little bit further than
I'm gonna.
Yeah. That's a far distance for Bachelor's Grove.
It is, but who knows? She went in there with them too.
Oh yeah, that's far. Yeah.
Yeah. But she went in with Mac that day. Hilario, Sammy, they all went. That was her first time going in. They walked in. That's when I was across the street. So she's visited, and that's when they heard the dogs. But some of them heard it, and other ones didn't. So
sure.
But yeah, so we'll keep in. Me and Larry will keep talking, and we'll see what everyone's reaction is. And put in the comments if you want to see me go. Okay. And I'll think if we get enough people to say, come on, do it, and I'll probably have to do it. But we'll see how that goes. So put in the comments if you want to see us do a video with some of the Red Hunters cast and Larry and some of his people to go take a trip to Bachelor's Grove.
I think we can have a good time.
Oh gosh, here we go with Hilario. Oh my gosh, he's like, all right, Hilario's gonna do a seal reveal in that pond because he always wants a location that he bought all his Navy SEAL equipment. Oh gosh, so I want to see it. Oh,
That's me.
yeah.
I was
That's
wondering.
not fair.
Like,
you don't count. Listen,
Come on.
This book doesn't count on this
that's
one.
his tulpa. He
No.
sent it out. Tulpa.
So,
Come
all
on.
right, everyone. Thanks for tuning in. It's a great night. It was awesome. Again, put in the comments if you like to see us go out to Bachelor's Grove.
That's right.
And yeah, put in the comments and keep updating.
That's two
with
now.
us.
That's two.
That's two. You don't count either, Kenzie. Okay. Non-related people only.
Oh man.
So, all right, everyone. Again, don't forget, you guys can tune in and watch the Red Huntress. It is on YouTube. Just type in the Red Huntress and you'll find it. We also have new perks that are coming out for episode 3. Again, Amelia's Vision. This is our newest perk that we're having that you can donate. Well, you get it, and then the money goes into, of course, the production. But this is something really cool that everyone can do. There's only 20 spots available, so get on it. You can go to our PayPal, and I'll put that into the description. I think I can do that here. Nope, I can't. I'm sorry. So if you can't go to our PayPal, or if I don't put in the description, or if I forget or you can't find it, make sure you go to our Facebook page, which is the Red Huntress series. You can go on there and check that out. But other than that, thank you, Larry, for tuning in. As always, thank you, Lillian. And we will see everyone next week. So, all right, we'll see everyone. Goodbye.